Hello, everyone. Dana Gooden-Schroeder here from Speech Language Learning Systems. Welcome to our informational video series, Family Tips Short Clips. Many of you know that we are a private practice that has proudly served families in the St. Louis community for over 23 years. We provide speech language therapy and evaluations, as well as learning skills development, dyslexia therapy, and counseling services. We are currently up and functioning in our telepractice model, a model that we have implemented to some degree since 2015. This is an unprecedented time in our world, and we are aware of the many stressors families are facing right now given the impact of COVID-19. You are wearing many hats, not only as parents, but teacher facilitators now that schools are closed, master schedulers, counselors, cooks. All the while, you're likely setting up your own work from home model. We know it's not easy. Stressed kids aren't optimal learners any more than stressed parents can facilitate optimal learning. We are here to help, however, so please reach out if you find you have a need. The staff at Speech Language Learning Systems stands together in our mission statement that we are committed to the development of the whole child. And as such, we wanted to provide the families we serve and those in the extended community with some informational videos about topics that range from creating calm when talking to kids during challenging times, to creating family schedules, homeschool schedules, and fun activities that can enrich learning and family connection. If you're watching this introduction, welcome to one of our Family Tips short clips. We wish you all good health, moments of calm and peace, as well as positive family connection. Have a blessed day.
Trying to get your children to learn what they need to learn at home. It is tricky to keep them motivated, to keep them on task, to keep them doing their best work because they don't want to. They're confused by what's going on. They're over learning at home. We are over trying to teach them at home. But I went through and came up with a couple of tricks that you can use at home with your kids while they're doing their distance learning. Here's a couple of ideas. First of all, we've talked before about having a well-defined workspace. I talked about that in the last one that I did about PE, and that goes the same for learning academic work as well. Get a table and a chair for them to sit at. A table in your dining room or kitchen is okay as long as there's not too many distractors around. Being at their desk in their room is okay for older students, obviously. A lot of the tips and tricks I'm going to talk about today are for really the early elementary grades, kind of that medium elementary zone as well. So here's the deal. As adults, we like to know, what do I need to do and how long do I need to do it for? Kids are exactly the same. They want to know, how many tasks do I need to work on, and how long do I need to work on each one? How long will it take altogether? We're going to do 3 things today. So for my 7-year-old first grader, every day she has some kind of a math task, some kind of a reading task, and writing. Sometimes it's as easy as do 20 minutes of math on your Chromebook. But maybe you're not as lucky. Maybe you have math facts, or you have actual problems that the teacher sends you, some kind of math. Reading could be read 20 minutes on your own, or read specific information. Writing is write your 10 spelling words, right? A paragraph about blank, right? When we're talking through these, how you might have to adjust things a little bit to meet the specific needs of your son or daughter. Everybody likes to know how long something is going to take, right? We just talked about that even as adults, we like that. So for children, I would say you can do timers. These are some that I use with my kids. It could be a 30-second timer. It could be a 2-minute timer. We don't know exactly how long math, for example, will take. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll say, let's see how many times we have to turn this over before you're done with math. Don't race, do your best work, but today we turned it over 4 times. Tomorrow, let's try to shoot for 5 times or 3 times, depending on what you want your child to do. Or you could say the pink timer 5 times and the blue timer is, let's say, a 30-second timer. Just play with it. If that doesn't work and your child is going to have 20 minutes of math, you're not going to turn it over 20 times. So just go on the app on your phone, count back from 20. That way they can always look at it and say, oh, I have 11 more minutes. Oh, I have 7 more minutes. If your child is doing and wanting to look at it like every 20 seconds, just turn it over. It's still there. It's still counting down, but their eyes don't have to look at it every 14 seconds, right? And you can say, we're not going to check it yet. Do 3 more problems and then we'll check it. Or write down 4 more facts, math facts, and then we'll check it. Another idea is let the child be in control of the order of the work. If you can set up a very, let's get this in focus, rudimentary schedule. Nope. Well, it's got 3 lines on it and it says math, reading, writing. My daughter wrote in those 3 choices. The next day she did writing, reading, math, and that's okay too. Don't have to do everything in the same order. If you know going into it that your child does math best first, suggest that first. Say, I'm going to write in number 1 and you have control over 2 and 3. Or if you know they dread writing the most, you can say, let's get done with that one first and get it out of the way. And then you can choose 2 and 3. Another thing that I do with my daughter is I use a chart like this, where a smiley face is, it was easy, it was fun, I did it, no problem. Sort of a medium face is, it's okay, and I stuck to it. And then the last one is, it was hard, but most important part, I stuck to it. And we want to just continuously reinforce the idea that work is hard for mommy, work is hard for daddy, work is hard for everybody in our family, but we stick to it. And that's just what their teachers do at school with them. So you're not going to be able to see on my chart here, but to the side on each line, my daughter gave herself the symbol of a smiley, a medium, or a frown for if she thought this was easy, if it was particularly frustrating that day, or it took a long time for whatever reason, she deemed it that it was okay, but she had to stick with it, or it was particularly hard. And sometimes in the beginning, you as the parent are going to have to sort of guide them toward the right one. It could be everyone was hard, everyone was a frowny face for them because they just didn't like it. But you could say, actually, you did that quicker than we thought. You did that all correct. You got them all right the first time. And you can give that verbal feedback or constructive feedback exercise so that they can start to become more self-aware of how I am as a completer of my work, how I am as a worker, how I am as a thinker. Sticker charts will work for a lot of the younger ones. My daughter is not motivated by stickers. If yours is, take a sticker off, put it on their plan, their work plan, put it right next to it and say, you did a great job, done. For my daughter, she likes to have a list and complete the list and then cross it off. Math is done. Reading, check. Try a couple of different ones. Maybe your child loves the idea of this was my task and I get to draw a big fat black line through it. Finished. Or draw a little box out to the side of number 1. You still can't see it and that's super annoying. But put a check mark in it. Check. Done. It's off our list. It shows them how many more things they have and it shows them how many they've completed. Then what I also do is I keep all their work plans. And then I can say, you have all smiley faces today. In fact, you had all smiley faces for all week. Or you could say, you had 2 frowny faces, but the rest were smiles. That means you got better at math. You got more tolerant. You got more patience. You had more patience with yourself with math. And that can also be really empowering for kids. Okay. I like this self-evaluation, but if your students seem stressed out, validate, and you can give reinforcement to say. These were very challenging for you, and I really like the way you stuck with it. You have to make sure your praise is genuine, factually true, and it meets a either need or is supporting in some way. So think about your words before you provide them to your students, to your children. If you have more tips or tricks about sticking with work, please feel free to email slls@slls.org. I would love to hear what you have to say.